What's up, guys? Another Friday, another Close by Mo video. My name is Mohammed. I am hopefully your favorite host on YouTube on most things real estate. I'm also a real estate investor and a realtor based out of New York. Now, if you're watching this video, if you've clicked this video to find out the things that happen after your offer is accepted, I want to pause and just say congratulations on getting your offer accepted. If you've done it right and if you've worked with your agent properly, you've probably gotten your heart broken a couple of times. Maybe you even thought about giving up a few times through too while you went through the home buying process. So I just want to say congratulations. Enjoy the moment. It's definitely a big first step. And I realize that for a lot of first-time home buyers, or maybe even second or third-time home buyers that haven't maybe done it in a while, there's a lot of confusion around what the next steps are now that the offer is accepted, because usually you'll do a lot of work to get your offer accepted. You'll do a lot of showings, you'll go see a bunch of homes, get a bunch of offers out, and maybe get a lot of offers rejected until you've gotten your first offer accepted. So it might feel like, oh, okay, what's next? You didn't think you'd make it this far, right? But keep watching to learn more, and hopefully you find some value from this. And if you're an agent, definitely think about sending this to some of your clients that are first-time home buyers that eventually will ask you, hey, what do we do now that the offer is accepted, just so they have some clarity around the process. So let's jump right into the first couple of steps. Before I start going into all the different steps of what happens after an offer is accepted, if you're in a position where you've been struggling to get your offers accepted, as I know I definitely have too in the past, you want to check out this video. What I do is I break down all the components of an offer and help you figure out what to tweak to put your best foot forward with a seller and a listing agent. Now, let's say your offer is accepted and you've already celebrated. Now what you want to do is get an inspection ordered ASAP. The reason I say as soon as possible is because time kills deals, and you want to avoid a situation where another buyer swoops into your property or the house that you love and makes a stronger offer than yours, and the seller changes their mind. They tell you, I'm sorry, they've rejected your offer, and now they're going to go with another offer. It's happened to me too. It's very frustrating, but the seller and the listing agent are not legally obligated at all to stop showing the property just because they've accepted your offer. So they're going to keep showing until they can get something under contract. Now, step number 2, once the inspection report's all clear, you want to wait for the seller's attorney to send the contracts to your attorney. In New York City and Long Island, that's how that works. I know in other parts of the country, the agents actually draft up the contract and then they send it over to the attorneys for review. But if you're watching this, you're probably focused in New York City and Long Island like I am. So once the attorney has sent over the contract to your attorney, it's going to take you a couple of days just to review everything, make sure you've amended or changed or revised anything that needs to be changed, and the seller's side has also accepted that change. If that's all clear, you move straight on to step number 3 and almost step number 4 as well, which is you collect your down payment or your contract signing deposit, whatever it is. And as soon as you've signed and you've given your deposit in a check or wire form, you can jump to straight number 4, which is the seller side will countersign on the paperwork and move you straight to step number 5, which is, hey, you're officially under contract, and that definitely calls for a little bit of a celebration before we jump into step number 6, which is send the executed contract to your loan officer, assuming you're going to be using a mortgage to purchase the house, because the loan officer can't start underwriting the file or the property or your loan until they have a fully executed contract that shows all of the information for both parties, so then they can start the process. The underwriting process, step number 7, usually takes around 3 to 5 weeks in my experience. The bank is going to be reviewing everything very diligently. They'll probably ask for updated documents from your side, updated bank statements, maybe even pay stubs. If you have retirement accounts, things like that. In my experience, a lot of banks will typically want to ask for follow-up statements if they see like money being moved through an account through different transactions. So you just want to be mindful of that. The bank will also order an appraisal, and they will request that you lock in your rate, which is definitely a no-brainer in nowadays in 2022 going into 2023. But once all that's done, all the underwriting is completed, you move straight to step number 8, which is the clear to close, or the final commitment from the bank, where the bank says, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, you guys are great people, we've approved your loan, and you are clear to close. Meaning now all that's left to do is step number 9 and 10, which is the final walkthrough, where you walk through the property before closing, which is step number 10. and you make sure that everything is the way it was when you actually saw the home and you decided to make an offer on it. Usually the final walkthroughs are done on the same day of the closing, maybe a little bit before or just a couple of days before. So if anything does pop up, you can work through with your attorney to make sure that the sellers can rectify it. Moving on to the final step, which is step number 10, as in closing. Congratulations, you've made it this far, and I hope that this video gives you a better idea of what happens after your offer is accepted, because I did get quite a lot of questions from people. They're like, hey, now that the offer is accepted, now what happens? Now what do I do? What happens now? And I figured, you know what? A lot easier just to send a video so everyone can get a better understanding of how the process works. Without anything else, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And definitely send this video to any of your clients, or maybe if you're a buyer and you want to share it with your agent so they can have a better understanding of how to put their best foot forward when making offers, send this video to them too. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys like and subscribe this. I'll see you guys next week.